Hey guys, I'm back. Welcome back to the Fox Critic. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a movie review on Space Jam: A New Legacy. This is a sequel to the 1996 film Space Jam. It was released in 2021. This film stars LeBron James, Zendaya, and Jeff Bergman. In this movie, basketball superstar LeBron James must team up with Bugs Bunny and the rest of the Looney Tunes gang to win a high-stakes basketball game to save his son who has been captured by a rogue AI. So as usual, let's start this review by talking about the positives of the film. And I think the main good thing about this film is that it is very, very nice to look at. It visually is very creative. There is a lot of stuff going on in a lot of the scenes. Particularly in the basketball game towards the end, there is a lot of nice, the visuals look really nice, and there's a lot of nice Easter eggs in the background. There aren't like as many as you, aren't probably as many as you would think to go frame by frame and look at all the cameos. A lot of them are kind of just on screen right there in front of you. But it's very nice to look at. The visuals are quite nice. The main antagonist of this movie, the main villain, is played by Don Cheadle, and he's having a lot of fun in the role. He is a lot of fun to watch on screen. Whenever he is on screen, he has a lot of fun to watch. Another good thing about this movie is that while it is very similar to the first one, even, despite the fact that it's, much bigger budget and has 2021 visuals and everything, the plot isn't just a rehash of the first one. It's kind of like the opposite of the first one, so it is pretty similar, but it's still nice. It's still nice that they didn't just blatantly copy what they did in the first one. I thought that was quite nice. And speaking of the first movie, there are quite a few nice little sort of touches and throwbacks to the first film in this movie, so they were quite fun to watch, especially if you grew up with the first Space Jam movie like I did, because I grew up watching that film. And I think for anyone who really likes the Looney Tunes, I think it will be quite a fun experience to see them on screen once again in another film. I thought that was quite fun, seeing them in like 2021 style, even though, they are turned into CGI at the end. And I think the main good thing about this movie is that it will appeal to kids. I'm not this movie's target demographic. I think I did grow up with the first one, so that's probably the main reason I watched this and wanted to watch it. But at the end of the day, this is a movie for kids, and I think the producers of this film were hoping that a newer generation of kids would grow up with this film in the same way that a lot of people did with the original one. So this movie has enough slapstick humor and enough big things happening on screen to entertain its target demographic. So it really succeeds in doing that, I have to say. Now moving on to the bad of the film, the negatives. One of the main things this movie is criticized for is having, it's flooded with Warner Brothers IP and just Warner Brothers property, and I have a feeling they were kind of trying to do it in a clever way, and it makes room for a lot of Easter eggs and stuff, but it just comes across as really, really annoying, and the whole movie just feels like one big advertisement, and it just feels really greedy. Sure, all this IP does make room for quite a lot of nice cameos and nice scenes, but I'm sure they were like trying to appeal to adults for this, but it just fails really badly. Like, there's a Rick and Morty cameo in this film for some reason. There's a Matrix cameo. There's like a brief scene set in like the Matrix world, and the Gremlins also show up, and some really weird things that I know they were trying to appear to adults, but like kids watching this film are not gonna understand any of that. And like I get the fact that it was trying to appeal to a wider range of audience, but I don't know, it just doesn't work very well in my opinion when it's in this type of film. And the movie is really, really unfunny. It is not, aside from a couple scenes which, like, yeah, you can get where they're coming from and get why that's funny. I don't know, this movie just is not funny to me. There's a load of just humor which needs to stop already, and there's just, like, all that humor, there's like, like Twitter references, and there's a rap battle scene in this movie for some reason, and there's a scene in which Don Cheadle swears and it's bleeped, and like it is really unfunny because it's stuff that's like trying to, like I said, trying to appeal to everyone, but it doesn't work, and it's just painfully unfunny in my opinion. Like I said, the much younger audience will certainly love this one. They're certainly really going to enjoy it, but I mean, even as a kids film, there's better alternatives than this. Like, there are better kids' movies, more entertaining ones, more funny ones than this for them to watch. The movie has zero right to being 2 hours long. The movie is really messy, and I hate to say it, but it's actually kind of boring. A lot of it drags. The pacing and structure is very bad, and it is a very, very dull sit. Like I said, kids will be entertained, but for a lot of other people, not everyone, I'm not saying that everyone other than kids will enjoy it, but for most other people other than the young kids, it is very, very boring in my opinion. And of course, LeBron James and a lot of the other actors, they're not very good. LeBron James kind of sucks in the role. Michael Jordan, I feel like, was much better than he was. And even, the Looney Tunes and the voice actors, they're not necessarily bad, but they are treated very, very weirdly. Like, Bugs Bunny is a bit of a weird character, a bit different than what we're used to, in my opinion. I don't know, I haven't seen much of Bugs Bunny and, like, his movies and TV shows, but I don't know, I found him to be kind of weird in this movie, honestly. This movie is packed full of, like, 2021 CGI and visuals. Like I said, it looks very nice, but really the whole thing just made me wish I was watching the first one instead. And, the first one isn't a brilliant movie, in my opinion. I grew up with it, so I enjoyed it. I do quite like it, but really, this movie, it just made me thank the original Space Jam for just how simple it is, honestly, compared to this one. So Space Jam: A New Legacy certainly succeeds in entertaining its target demographic, I think. It will succeed in entertaining the people that this movie is for, and they will definitely have a blast with this film. And it's got quite a few nice visuals. I know I said there were quite a few positives of this movie, but trust me, it took me a lot of thinking to think about a lot of the good things about this film. And there's just so little to like here, in my opinion, personally. I just don't like a lot of stuff about this movie, and I really didn't enjoy it that much. I found it to be kind of dull and boring and not as entertaining as I hoped it would be. I really wanted to like this, but I didn't. So overall, I'm only going to give Space Jam: A New Legacy a 3 out of 10. I know I gave it a really low score, but I know there is a bunch of you out there who actually really like this movie. And if you do enjoy this movie, make sure to leave your opinions on it down in the comments below, because I know a lot of people do like this film, and I'm really interested to hear about what you liked about it and maybe what you didn't like. So if you want to, you can share your opinions down in the comment section below. So that is my movie review on Space Jam: A New Legacy. Thank you very much for watching this review. If you did enjoy, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you want to. And until next time, bye bye.